Sometimes my mama said, you know, when you don't have nothing nice to say, you should be quiet.
People say that Stephen A. is a coon. You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one, okay? Go ahead.
Rudy Giuliani practices voodoo. So he put a voodoo hex on my girl, Hillary, and that's why she got woozy.
Yo.
And the Secret Service had to prop her up and put her in the van.
But take us to a break, my dude.
It was voodoo, son.
I don't know about that voodoo.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic.
Yes, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic. It is Spud, it is Maynard, it is Lamont. We are here for another Monday madness and Monday messy conversation. Yes, we are. Are you ready?
Lamont.
Maynard, what's the deal?
Lamont,
what's the deal? How was it really going down in these streets?
I'm doing my civic duty. Give me 1 second. Man, do you want to take it first, or what you want to do?
I just want to know.
First of all, they're going to talk about my shirt, y'all. That's what they're going to do.
What is your man's out here doing, my dude?
They're going to talk about my shirt.
You look like the color bars chart.
This is my dashiki shy shirt, but it's just not happening today. And I just realized, and I was like, yo, this is a loud ass damn shirt. Like, this shirt is not as fly as you know how you see them. You know how you see the dudes in the picture, and you like, you know what, that might look good on me. And then you get the shirt, and you like, this don't look good on me. It looked better on the day. It looked better on the model.
Lamont, he was like, I'm killing him today. I'm killing him.
So I'm gonna murder him today with this joint.
So let's just dive into it really quickly. So is that a Aztec Dashiki Hotep collaboration?
It's a little Hotep-ish. There's no Aztec about it at all.
It's Aztec.
100% Dashiki. Thanks, Cuzzo. Yo, my cousin Bina in Manhattan, Kansas, she said my shirt is fly. Oh, no, she said it's not fly. Sorry. Sorry, cousin.
She certainly did say that it's not fly. That's your family coming for your throat.
Yeah, man. This is not a good look on me at all.
But you know what? You wear it with such confidence.
So y'all just got to bear with my shirt today.
Your confidence can pull it off.
You know, because I don't have on a dope shirt today. It's just not hot. So, what are you gonna do?
Well, can I?
Anyway,
can I say this about your shirt? And this is a heist. I mean, it ain't no worse than that Aretha Franklin thing that they put on Nat Geo last night. So,
my gosh, is that where you want to start?
I mean,
What's
really
up,
quick,
Danielle?
let's just get out the way.
Thank you so very much, Cuzzo. I love you as well.
Yo, y'all need to hold on real quick. Y'all need to follow Danielle. She got a new business and she's doing big things. She will probably be able to put y'all on.
This is the second time you shouted Nicole out. You ain't getting
I was about to say, we kind of have notes here, and we love Danielle, but she can chill and wait. Can we just at least get into our thing first, and then we'll
I just want to make sure there ain't no checks being
right.
No Danielle check
like
yet.
That.
No Danielle check yet, but when it does come, it's coming to me. Y'all ain't getting none of that.
That is, it won't be the first time.
Oh, come on. No. That's Lamont that gets
this is fun, no point.
Yo, remember when
won't be the first time, the check didn't come to us.
Remember when Lamont got the big check from Wendy's and we never even got a 4-for-4 coupon?
Right, we didn't even get a 4-for-4.
We out here buying
that's all right.
Wendy's.
That's all right. You got a box of cigars and we never got our box.
Oh, we sure did. We sure didn't get any cigars, did we?
Yeah, you also got the Bumpcology joint. We ain't never got no bump. We never got no Bumpcology in the mail.
Unfortunately, technical difficulties.
Yeah.
See, Maynard should have let that window stay closed.
Yeah. Did you get
the shirt?
Did you get a Bumpcology? Did you get a Bumpcology in the mail?
Hell no, I didn't get that. I'm still struggling with what I got.
I didn't do no Bumpcology either, though.
Oh, okay. All right.
That was Anita Randall that got all that money.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying. What's up, y'all? So are we gonna start with Aretha Franklin, or are we gonna start with the Asian hate?
No. Give me Aretha first because I don't. Before I check out, you know what I mean? I want to just give my little input because certain parts of this podcast I'm just gonna check out and let y'all have it.
Well, you've been the main one sending us the show notes all week on the Asian hate.
Yeah, but they got overridden, right? The last revision, it didn't include my input.
No, I put it on there.
It's in there.
I didn't scroll down. Okay, my fault.
It's
okay.
in there.
It was actually at the top. That goes to show you.
Well, but you know, when I put it out though, it's at the bottom when I put it out because I put it out with the Latasha Harlins video as well. So, you know, it's like a whole combined piece. So maybe that's
all right. Let's get to Aretha Franklin. Did any of you watch Aretha Franklin last night on National Geographic?
Yes.
So first of all, let's just start with it's on National Geographic. That's first. All right. Now, I'm not hating on National Geographic. Shout out to, Anthony Hemingway, Shiny Boots on Instagram. I think he's a great director. He directed Red Tails, a lot of Power. He did what was the other joint? He did Anthony Hemingway. The girl who did Lovecraft Country before they did Lovecraft Country. The slave joint.
Harriet Tubman?
No. This was the TV series about the slaves. Oh man,
it's so many of those. I mean, come on, give me a second.
Misha Green. What was the joint that Misha Green did?
Well, let's talk about this. He did Aretha.
He didn't.
Let us discuss.
Okay, go ahead, Lamont. Shoot your shot.
No, I'm just saying, he did The Purge. I forgot about that. And he did OJ. He did Underground, and he did OJ.
Underground is what it is. Thank you so very much, Carlton.
Yeah, Underground.
Thank you.
I think I'm sick and tired of seeing Harriet Tubman. I don't even know if it's him. I feel like
it's a her. It's a her.
It's no. I'm talking about the director, right?
Oh, okay.
I feel like it's a story, and again, as I was having this conversation with my wife, I just feel like people who are from Detroit, we're very particular about Anita. You feel? About Aretha. Excuse me. We're particular about Anita too. You know what I'm saying? Even though we might not like Anita Baker, but Aretha is she's kind of like our local royalty, so to speak. So. I think it was a better way. He could have handled the family because from what I understand, him and the entire production team, they kind of dissed the family a little bit, you know what I mean, who kind of wanted to be involved. And I feel like there's a certain way that you could have handled that. So that's for one, where it was a little funky. Then for two, just the casting, it just don't feel right. It's like, Lifetime has shown us that you could do it right and you could do it wrong. I think Lifetime when they did that Clark Sisters, they did a good job, but I also think they had a lot of people who are from that era. Had one of the nieces, Kiki in the mix. I mean, I feel like when you got a dude that's from LA and they're trying to do an LA thing about Detroit, it just didn't feel right. And again, I'm tired of Harriet right now. I turned on my TV this morning and I saw Harriet in, y'all remember that movie called Somewhat El Royale where they were killing a bunch of people, and I saw some black woman singing, and there's Harriet again. And I'm like, everywhere I turn, I'm like, you freed the slaves, baby, and you ain't even from here. Like, you don't cross the water. You just, Harriet, go sit down somewhere. And to play Aretha, and all I'm going to say is what made it a little bit better is before Miss Franklin passed on, she said, listen, I need X, Y, and Z to play me. And allegedly, come August, that movie's going to be out. She won J. Hud. Hopefully the theatrical piece is going to be right because it just didn't feel right. Even though we know CL was in them streets like that, they had CL looking all super bad. I mean, it was just, another story. It was bad. It just wasn't good. Man,
I feel you on Harriet.
Tired of Harriet, dog.
I'm not necessarily to say I'm tired, but she wasn't Aretha Franklin.
No.
She wasn't Aretha Franklin. It didn't come
low key
across.
she wasn't Harriet Tubman neither, but
we ain't had no real comparison for Harriet Tubman. So we don't really know, but
I think we can, we could have probably plucked a couple out of the Hollywood, scene before we got to that one.
Or you could have picked somebody that you didn't, even for Harriet, somebody that it could have been a nobody. You feel what I'm saying? That really fit the role. You know what I'm saying? That could have been better for Harriet and for Riri.
Now, yeah, it wasn't. I couldn't watch it. I tried. It wasn't Aretha Franklin. It didn't feel that way. I don't feel like it just didn't feel that way. But at the same time, Lamont, what you said about the Clark sisters, 6 nominations for awards, so including screenwriting, and I had a moment this weekend to spend some time talking with or listening to the screenwriter, a young woman from Chicago, and her process was amazing. I don't think that they took the same approach to writing this screenplay that they did with the Clark sisters, and part of it was, as you mentioned, the family. She worked a great deal with the family to try to get it right. So,
and I just got one more thing, and I'm gonna let this go because I thought about this. Now, Spud, don't take this the wrong way because I love you, but this is towards Maynard.
You already talked about my shirt, so.
No. So Maynard,
Spud, can I talk about your shirt again?
No. So Maynard, here's what I thought about. I thought about World War II when I was watching Aretha Franklin, right? And I said to myself, whenever there have been world wars, wasn't there always a focus on destroying museums, destroying art, destroying pieces of history, and distorting it? Hasn't that always been a focus of war?
That's been a large part of certain wars, absolutely, yes.
And is it allegedly that's one of the reasons, and of course not World War II, but why the Sphinx, make sure I said it correctly, while the nose was shot off, because allegedly the nose was an indication of the people that were of that land. Is that right?
I've heard this.
So I say all that to say, and I think that's why I got so upset about Aretha, is because I felt like we were at war and they were hijacking our art. You know what I'm saying? And again, Aretha may not be the same as somebody that's, of a certain age group or a certain part of the country, but I feel like if you're from the D, you got some respect for Aretha Franklin. No matter how she may have been, in maybe some of her later years of being a little rude to some people, I always tell the story how I went to Michael Powell's studio when she was cooking, dog, and I had her fried chicken. I was sold in. You feel what I'm saying? It was like, because that chicken wasn't nothing to play with, but it's like, I just felt like, dog, it was just, they were trying to distort the picture.
Them Christmas parties wasn't nothing to play with neither.
Come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Been in a Christmas party. You pull up at the Christmas party, serious joint, West Bloomfield.
Listen, I say again, I know I tell the story, but when she was making that a rose is still a rose out there at Vanguard, and I walked in there to see my man and Lauren in there in the back and all these other people around, and that was the time I got to meet Stevie Wonder and everybody just chilling. I was like, oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? So I got it out of my system.
There's no two ways about it. She is royalty. She is, and not of our culture, like not of just us. She's a national. Her voice has been listed as a national treasure. It don't get bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? So now it wasn't done. It wasn't done the way it should have been done. But
we'll see what it do. All right, man. I got it out. I'm good. I feel better. That was my therapy for the night.
Okay, so where do you want to go next, Luan? Because you brought, most of the show notes. So we'll let you run the ball.
I mean, we could talk about #Asian hate. Wait. I gotta say that we got the big homie Wendell just checked in. What's up, homie? Asian hate. I mean, I would lie to you and everybody that rocks with us every week and say that I didn't. First of all, as in terms of Maynard, we don't condone shooting of anybody. Whether it was the 38 people that got shot in Chicago who were not Asian over the weekend, they're just as important. Let's not talk about what I saw on WDIV over the weekend in Detroit. We need to stop that hate as well. But since the topic of conversation is the #StopAsian hate, it was just, I don't know, man. It's like,
can I ask a question? Because y'all know I'm the least educated person on the podcast, right? Where did it come from? I mean, were we talking about Asian? Was there Asian hate in 2020 or 2019 or 2018? I mean, did Asian hate all of a sudden just pop up as we just gonna start stealing on Asian people in the middle of the street? Or like, where did the Asian hate all of a sudden come from? Or did the media just not cover it? Or are we on the rise of Asian hate? Where did the Asian hate come from?
Wait. And Maynard, before you get in here again, because you're the historian, here's what I will say. I remember watching a documentary not too long ago, and I had just learned about, again, even going back to World War II, certain things that happened in California, maybe in the late 1800s or whatever it may be. I didn't know those Asian stories. I didn't, of them being targeted, slave camps, things like that in the United States of America. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that story. So I think it's been there, but I think sometimes, again, I've said this before. See, us, the blacks, we're so busy. I think we live in such a bubble that we don't necessarily, you know what I mean? We so busy, we shall overcome and all of that we don't look out, for the other nationalities. And I believe that's what we got going on. So I think that's
one side of us is like, we shall overcome. And the other side is, if it's up, then it's
Wait.
Yada. Wait.
Right. That's the other half of us.
They just got number one on radio, so you got to shout them out. Shout out, because she got another one. So
I just was curious about the Asian hate, about and where did it all out of it automatically stem from? And I'm like, well, did it just automatically start happening, or is this something that has always been and we just missed it, or we wasn't paying attention, or the media wasn't covering it, or it just wasn't a hashtag, or how all of a sudden is it getting so much publicity? Is what I'm curious about.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Action.
Yeah, go.
Well, so Lamont, you're right about One Piece. This country has a history with people of all races other than essentially white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, right? And in fact, I think the larger European Caucasian community has always had a problem with people of any other culture, of any other ethnicity. So we got essentially these four ethnicities: this Latin ethnicity, African, Asian, and Caucasian. And of them, the Latin and the Latin and the African are like second. First actually is Asian, and then last is this white Caucasian thing, right? So what am I getting at? For some reason, white European Caucasian people have went around the globe conquering everybody who's of every other ethnicity. And so that got exported to America. In the gold rush days, like you said, there was an issue with the Chinese, and there was imprisoning Chinese people on the West Coast. During World War II, when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, then we turned to Japanese internment camps here. During the Korean War, etc. Vietnam, so there is a legacy in our country that this is a group of people who are Asian, who we went and hijacked Hawaii, which, consider this, way back before it was a state, way back in the 1800s, we hijacked Hawaii and we get similar to what happened with a lot of Indians with the blankets and the measles and all that stuff. Similar things happened in Hawaii when they were not Americans yet. So there's an issue. Now, if someone is, I think a lot of us are upset, but I think we are conflating two things. There's white supremacy in general. We suffer from that. Asian people suffer from that. Hispanic people suffer from that, etc. But this thing was a hate crime. So white supremacy means like, man, I can't get the right job, or somebody tried to kill me, or whatever. All these other things that exist. But this was a hate crime, and the hate crimes have been steadily on the rise for a while. And I would say hate crimes in general in our country have been on the rise since Donald Trump came into office. But it totally got turned towards the Asian population in this country since the introduction of the coronavirus. So, which is, that happened. then we as the blacks, we want it two ways, right? We want it both ways, right? We don't want anybody to talk about black on black crime, but if we mention Asian hate, then we say, man, 38 black kids were murdered. No one is talking about that. But if you called it black on black crime, we'd be like, wait a minute, it's crime. It's not black on black crime. So we kind of want it a little bit both ways sometimes, and that's just how it goes. You do want.
Yeah, but wait a minute, is it Asians beating up Asians? I thought it was other cultures beating up Asians.
No, it was. We are talking specifically about white supremacists beating, targeting, and ultimately these 8 people who were murdered, killing Asian people, white supremacists, white supremacists. But Lamont's discussion about the crime that was occurring in Chicago, which has long been a problem, right? We have to get our arms around it. Lamont, it was Sandy Hook. You called me up one day and said, Maynard, that man went in there and killed them 26 kids at Sandy Hook. I said, yeah, that's a shame. And you said, didn't nobody cry about the black children that died on the south side of Chicago pretty much the same weekend? And I was like, you know what? You're right. So black lives may or may not matter to many people.
So can I ask you this? And I think you can have it both ways. When you ask for my emotional output, because when you telling me to support a hashtag, you say, hey, Lamont, support us. When you get these Congress people, and I think it was a senator on there, and they're looking into the TV and saying, hey, hit this hashtag and send us $25. Stop Asian hate. You're asking me to psychologically participate in the Stop Asian Hate. Now, I get that. I'm down. But I'm kind of on the Blue Lives Matter tip a little bit with this. I'm kind of like, we need to stop all hate. Yeah. Because, see, when y'all say Black Lives Matter, right, which they do, but then when the blue people say, well, all lives matter, which is, they do too. And again, whether it's Asian or not, we shouldn't be going nowhere shooting up no spas. That's not cool, period. You know what I mean? That's unacceptable. So again, it could have been like somebody just said.
Yeah, but it's bigger than the spa thing, right?
Yeah. Was it a spa or was it a massage spa?
I mean, I think it's just everywhere. It's bigger than just a spa. I mean, like there in San Francisco, just walking down the street, punching Asians in the, you know what I'm saying, in the mouth. I was listening to the news. You know what I'm saying? But the Asian lady had to like, you know, she has to be on the phone with her son when she's taking the trash out because she's afraid that somebody gonna come and knock her in the teeth.
So if you walking up Mac at 11:30 at night, going up to the party store right there on the corner of Bewick, you're not gonna feel the same way?
I wouldn't feel the same way if I didn't feel like I was being targeted. But this is not like, from my understanding, it's beyond the spot. Like, I saw news stories where it was literally Asian women, older Asian women. I'm talking about elderly Asian women and men walking across the street, walking down the street, minding their own business, and somebody come up and knock them. I mean, literally knock them out.
I think the big thing is what you're saying, and to speak to what you're saying, Spud. So there's something that's happened for a lot of years, way before this. In Idaho, for some reason, a lot of Asian people have been attacked by white supremacists. Idaho has this unfortunate history with white supremacy. And there are lots of neo-Nazis and Klansmen or what have you groups there. And they have been targeting Asian people. And I think the difference is, like, if you walking down Mac, if you walking, you know, in certain parts, in certain cities, in certain places, you in North Philly, you know, in Camden, that robbery is equal opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Anybody.
Yeah, but that's robbery. That ain't the same as.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. That robbery is equal opportunity. You out here, and this dude is trying to get this money. He coming for you. But it's a different thing when you Asian and they coming for you specifically because you're Asian, or specifically because you're gay, or specifically because you're black, or specifically because you're Jewish, or what have you. And one of the things I think what we should do is, I think we should be cautious on how much ally we lend to other causes, but recognize that, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Right? That's old school war terminology. So if we see white supremacy as an enemy, and we see Asians as an enemy to white supremacy, then we should essentially say, okay, we can align with you and support where you're going, because it helps us defeat white supremacy as well.
I was
That's
waiting on
the
somebody to
problem I
say,
have.
yeah, there you go. Because
No, I don't have a problem with that. I'm down. Listen, let's just make this straight up. Anybody who's walking down the street minding their own business and you get knocked in the mouth because of either the color of your skin or your, ethnicity, that's just foul.
right.
All right? That's just wrong. I'm very curious to know about, does Asians do the same thing for the blacks, though? And we can segue into Latasha Harlins, into that situation. But do they stand with us the same exact way? Because we are easy to be able to get on the bandwagon, which I'm fine. Listen, hate is hate is hate is hate. And I'm down to stop Asian hate. But I don't really know how many Asians I saw out there during the George Floyd protests. Now, I'm not saying that there wasn't a minority of them out there, but I'm just saying, are other ethnicities willing to stand with blacks when it is a problem for the blacks? This is the problem that black folks have had for years. This is the one thing we've been asking from everybody. Like, yo, if you have a problem with racism, you have a problem with, prejudice and a whole nine yards, listen, then stand for it. But don't let us come to your rescue and then George Floyd got to get murdered, and then you like, man, that's kind of messed up. George Floyd got murdered, but
so speaking of,
we got a ramen noodle space to, to run.
Speaking of this challenging relationship, particularly on the West Coast, but in other communities, in large cities, New York and Philadelphia as well, and places like that, Asians have come into America and opened shops up in black neighborhoods or neighborhoods that are. And so we know that it was March 16th, 20 years ago, when Latasha Harlins was murdered by an Asian shopkeeper over a dispute on orange juice. Just take a look at the video. It's triggering. It's very upsetting. It's only about 20 seconds, and you got to watch closely. It's literally the surveillance footage, so we'll take a look. So Latasha is punching back at the lady. She had, because the woman took her book bag. Now she throws the book bag at her. And it's relatively calm. She's trying to give her the milk back or the orange juice back. And she walks away.
There's a couple of things with that.
I think you might have adjusted yourself on that end.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So remember Boys in the Hood? No, that's not Boys in the Hood. Minister Society. And you couldn't go into the Asian stores because there was just a very tense relationship between Asians and, blacks. And that was one of them. I mean, if you watch a bunch of documentaries and read, a lot of articles and books based off of, during that time, and Rodney King and Latasha Harlins and OJ and the riots and the whole nine yards, there was a lot of tension and separation between black folks and Asians and all ethnicities, because unfortunately society has put on us that we were criminal, uneducated, lazy, a threat to society, and so forth and so on. And the amazing thing about this video is that if you watch Latasha Harlins' story, she wasn't even supposed to go. She wasn't even supposed to go to the store. It was her sister who was supposed to go to the store. She wasn't even supposed to go. But we talking about orange juice. And the girl got
$2.
killed over some orange juice.
$2.
Now, I'm sure that the, you know what I'm saying, Asian lady is mad because
she got
slapped in the face with a book bag. But then it goes beyond that, because if you watch, you know, OJ, shout out to, you know what I'm saying, even what's the name, talk about Anthony Hemingway and OJ's documentary, and you know, the riots of '92 and their documentary, and so forth and so on, and about Latasha Harlins, and about, it's the judicial system. The judge was like, I'm gonna let you go. I mean, the judge was just like, man, I was messed up. Okay, you got probation. See you later.
Yeah.
This lady didn't do no time.
No time.
This lady didn't go to no temporary holding cell. But this is the way that America has treated Black folks since its inception. That we are always going to be looked at like the enemy. And it's unfortunate, because not only does it stem from the ground level, which is a young Black girl goes into the store to buy an orange juice, and when she goes and buys an orange juice, she has a dispute with the owner, which is already racial tension. And I get it. I understand that there's racial tension, because I'm sure that, you know, a lot of Asians, you know what I'm saying, in those neighborhoods in South Central and, you know, Compton and Long Beach, they were getting robbed. It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, they weren't trying to protect themselves. But this girl went to go buy an orange juice. And at the ground level, the lady who killed her was able to get off and be able to go into the judicial system. And the judge was just like, don't really see it as a crime for real. And that's just unfortunate. But that is the way that America has been taught to treat us. And so, and I'm sure that just doesn't, you know what I'm saying, just didn't happen in 91. What was it, 91, 92?
90.
Right. And so in the history of that, one of the reasons why OJ got off was because Rodney King, Latasha Harlins, that was one of the reasons why they let OJ off. They was like, yo, we ride with OJ. Now, that's a whole other story, but whatever. But anyways.
In that story about L.A., the doc about L.A. and the OJ and the, it wasn't OJ, it was the Rodney King verdict. There was a really great part in that doc. It's on, I believe it's on, I think it's on Prime, maybe Netflix, where they show how challenging the relationships were between Asian shop owners and the Black community, and where, you know, the Asian shop owners, to defend their shops, they came out with the Kalashnikovs. They came, you know what I'm saying, loaded for bear. They were out shooting to defend their property, but I mean, maybe they were going too far. And so a handful of them, you know, one or two actually shot and killed some people. And so it's a challenge. I think the really crazy part is that somehow somebody at the top has convinced everybody at the bottom, that guy over there and that guy over there is trying to take you out. Meanwhile, the person at the top is taking everybody out, and got us believing. Burn Baby Burn on Showtime, Wendell says, thank you, sir. But the person on top has everybody believing like, yo, it's not me, it's them. When it really is the person on the top doing, you know, pulling all the strings. And we all are falling for the same banana in the tailpipe.
So Spud, I just want to add this real quick. You know what I mean? Because Natasha was shot in the back of the head. She was leaving. So I think that's important for a lot of people that didn't know the story. And you're right, it is about orange juice. But when you also have a wound from someone who was walking away, you know, anybody that knows anything about firearms or whatever, but hey, that's a no-no. And then number two, it just hit me, man. At the end of the day, the judge and the woman who committed that crime in 2021 are at home eating dinner. And Latasha Harlins' family is still
in the midst of trauma because of something that happened 20 years ago.
Yeah. There's a documentary on Netflix called Letters to Latasha Harlin. I don't know if it's called, but it's called Letters to Natasha, I think, like that. It's called Latasha Harlin. You know, that you should definitely check out. And, you know, I know, you know what I'm saying, if you're watching this, I know you might be asking yourself, like, you know, why are we talking about something that happened, you know, 20 years ago? But as we know, these are the things that, you know what I'm saying, create history. You know, it's because of something that happened 20 years ago. You know, it's something that, you know what I'm saying, continues to escalate over and over and over and over and over and over again. History continues to repeat, you know, it's so. And that's why, you know what I'm saying, it's extremely important, because these things haven't gone away. I mean, there's still tension between, you know what I'm saying, Asians and blacks in LA, you know, I mean, and even another thing, and not just even in LA, Chicago, you know what I'm saying, it's like Maynard said, Philly, you know, I mean, the whole 9 yards. I mean, you know, it's always that watching you over your shoulder, you know, when you go into their store, or, you know, when you want to patronize their business and they're like, you know, watching you, and it's a lack of, you know, trust, because that's just, unfortunately, like I said a couple of weeks ago, these are the things that have been taught. We've been taught these things, and that's what people think about, you know what I'm saying? That's what Asians, I mean, I don't want to say all of them, but, you know what I'm saying, some Asians think like that we are a threat, that we are to be feared, and so love just like everybody else.
So I have a quick question, and then we can get off of this, because, you know, I like to go back to the slavery. I love that era, right? So with the 3/5 clause in the Constitution, right, which basically was the marketing plan for America, correct? Would you all go with me on that? They got in the room and said, you know, we're going to create this plan, and this is how we're going to roll this thing called America out, correct?
But okay.
Yeah. With that 3/5 clause, you know, it declared that any person who was not free would be counted as 3/5 of a free individual, right? So my question is, we do know that the majority of the Africans came to this country, they were not considered free. During that time, what about the other nationalities? I'm just asking because I don't know, and I was trying to look up some things. Were there any Asian Americans during that time of slavery that came to this country and were also in that boat of the 3/5 because they weren't free?
I don't have any information that says that there is, but we do know this. There were indentured servants who were actually white, a lot. There were indentured servants who were of Spanish descent, and not Spanish as in Mexican, but Spanish as in Spain, which they still consider European. I mean, it's still a European nation. And so that did occur, but they were not, to the best of my knowledge, subject to the 3/5 law. I think so let's understand, the 3/5 did not come in the original 10 amendments to Bill of Rights. It was something that, it was a compromise. In fact, it's called the Great Compromise. In fact, it was a compromise so that the South could, you know, withhold power in the Electoral College, and that was, you know, so this was, the 3/5 thing was like not first, not second, but maybe third or fourth thing down the line, trying to like keep the Union happy. I can't remember what year it was, but it was a little bit further. I think that there have been Asians on the continent. We know that by time the gold rush hits in 1849, Asians have been here in America.
And Maynard, why didn't you also tell me, and after this we can close this chapter and we can get back to the foolishness, is that when Lincoln allegedly freed the slaves, that if you were a slave owner, that you could, and your slaves allegedly were freed, and no loopholes in that you can go to the government and get a check. You didn't tell me that.
I didn't know that. Did you miss your check, sir?
No, I'm just saying, I just didn't know that. That it's almost like the double dip got to popping. Like, you had this free labor.
That's
right?
True. They don't want to pay us reparations. But what happened was, part of how Lincoln made certain that slavery, that he could do this and reincorporate previous slave owners back in and try to smooth things over. He's like, look, I'm making you get rid of your slaves, but if you tell me how many you have, we're going to write you a check.
Yeah, you never told me that, man. I got a problem with that.
It's okay. It'll show up with your stimmy. Don't worry, you're going to get your money.
Man.
All right, so can we get to
The foolishness?
yeah. So Maynard, so who is Derek Johnson? I've seen
Derek
him
Jackson.
before.
Derek Jackson.
He did a hard left. He did a hard left.
I mean, I've seen it.
He
and
hit
I
the
think
corner
my
too.
wife showed me something about it as well. But so who is Derek Johnson?
Jackson.
And why is he out here cheating on people?
Derek Jackson.
Jackson. Okay, who's Derek Jackson?
Derek Jackson is this dude. He's been, I would say, he's a YouTuber. He's built a following up for over a handful of years, and his main thing, as a listen, let's no homo here, as an attractive man, 6 foot something, another dude in shape, good looking guy.
Now, see, the problem is that you went too far.
Right, you
went too far. You said no homo, but then you added on to it. You could have just said, he's a handsome looking brother. You know what I'm saying? And then you could have just kept it going. But then you was like, he's tall, and he got nice eyes, he got a nice Adam's apple, and he got pets out of this world. You added all of that.
Anyhow, as Kelly says, he's a he fashions himself as a relationship guru. What I really think is he's a black man basher. All he does in all his videos is like finds any way to turn any comment about black male-female relationships into the brother ain't shit. Oh, you as a black man, you supposed to honor and love your wife and do this and do with your girlfriend and do all these things.
Is he married?
He's married. He's married. But he's been going in on cats all the time about how black men are unworthy and how we need to do better by women and how we, despite what is going on in their relationship, somehow whatever it is, it's the black guy's fault. He finds videos and then he breaks them down by pointing to how this black guy has done incorrectly. But as much as he's been at the head of the church of love and honor your wife and never say anything disheartening to her and never cheat on her, turns out Derek Jackson is out here running these streets with these randoms.
Hold on, man. I think that's wrong a little bit because what I read, and I don't know if it's true.
Running the streets for randoms.
No. He supposedly brought a girl to his crib, and was in the bed in the same bed with his wife. He had another honey in the same. I'm like, yo, dog, come on, man.
Not in the same crib now.
And the same, dog, you couldn't go get you a little 4-point Sheridan or something. You know what I'm saying? A little Hampton Inn.
Little Hampton Inn.
Come on, dog.
Man, he's
Red Roof Inn still in business, right? Red Roof Inn. Come on, man.
And Derek Jackson's game is serious, right? I mean, he has millions of followers. He's not like, I mean, he's got a few more than us, but it's big. So he really, he's got 1.3 on Instagram. He owes, like, you can't be out here saying what you saying and then doing this. It's a lot like how y'all felt about my man, Gilliam in Florida. You got caught out here, dude. Now you got to pay this. You got to pay this price.
Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
No, that's not unfortunate. I'm glad to see him fall. To be quite honest,
Why?
Because he's such a hater of black men. He hates us.
Well, that's the way. That's the way, man.
Yes.
That is everybody, every nationality. We just talked about this. Comes for the black man.
Yeah,
that is the goal of everyone else in the world. Even black men is to destroy the black man. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to come and put down the black man so that way you can rise.
So and Spud, you said this earlier, and this is my favorite part of Menace to Society. When I'm not good with the characters' names, but when he tells the little boy, the hunt is on and you to pray. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're always the target, Maynard. Since you were born, statistically, you are a black. Mother. You said what?
I feel sorry for your mother.
Yeah, come on, man. That's what this is. And I think the sooner that you understand that, then you know how to move better. And this dude, I mean, you can't, I guess you're not supposed to judge nobody else, but when you put yourself in that space, you can't bring him to the crib.
Very true. But here's the sad part. I want to say sad part. Here's the realistic part, in my opinion. I think that I would like for women, especially black women, I'd like for women, let's just speak to black women. I would like for black women to stop putting these type of people on a pedestal as if they are the end all be all of relationships, right? Like the hashtag relationship goals, some of these ain't goals. Now, a lot of y'all had Quavo and Saweetie up there on the hashtag relationship goals. And the man then went and got his car back. The man was like, look.
Wait, no. Wait. Allegedly.
He got his Birkins back.
That didn't happen, Spud.
I'm dead.
They said that didn't happen.
Where the man was like, yo, you gotta give me back my joint.
Sweetie. Oh, Sweetie.
Right. Give me my stuff back. Run me my money back.
Why does this feel like an audio world star? Oh my God.
It's the truth. But my point of it is that you have a lot of people. I mean, we can go from Derek Jackson to Saweetie and Quavo to Beyonce and Jay-Z to, and we can name them all, right? These are just people who got flaws just like everybody else. And a lot of, black women, especially, are out here trying to put, like, yo, this is the guy I need to have. And, I need a man like this. And he got to look like Morris Chestnut. And Morris Chestnut got a white wife. And, all these different. Listen, stay focused on the relationship you got and water that grass. Don't worry about what's going on in the Quavo and Saweetie house. Because obviously, Quavo still, it don't matter if you got Saweetie money, if you got Saweetie Birkin bags, if you got Offset Cardi B, this man that cheated on this girl, how many times? 4?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M's in this bank account. Oh, that's not him.
I mean,
that's not him.
So a lot of these people are like, yo, I'm giving it up to these people. And it's like, I want to be like Cardi B and Offset. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You want to be like your own relationship.
It's entertainment, but we need to be entertained.
Are you not entertained?
You got to be entertained by getting cheated on? I'm sure.
Most people are entertained by other people's relationships.
That's why you watch mindless TV.
But you have a plethora of people out here striving to be on that level. Like, for instance, for my son and I talk a lot, right? When we talk and we talk about relationships, he's like, Dad, you don't understand. Nowadays, these girls, all they want is Birkin bags. All they want the relationship that they see on Instagram or on television because they believe that is what is a successful relationship. When the man is buying them all this stuff and flying them out and they're getting flued out and, all that other stuff, that's what they believe. These young girls are starting to believe that this is what relationship goals are.
No, I don't think they think that that's relationship success. I think that they believe that this relationship has an expiration date, which is coming up soon. And as a result, what things can I get before the milk goes sour? So I'm with this person, girl or guy, and as a result, this is only going to last a handful of weeks, months, maybe a year. And so at some point, these people are like, yo, I need to get this Birkin bag before this is over. I need to get these red bottoms before this is over. I need to get the Louboutins before this is over. And that is the value of the relationship. And I was talking to some people this weekend, and we were having a conversation like, what is it to get married? Or why do you marry? Do you marry for love? Do you marry for financial stability? Why do you want to marry somebody? And I was like, yo, the only reason why you should marry somebody is the expressed idea that you have every intent, you on purpose want to make that other person happy. And you find happiness in that. But people are trying to say what makes that other person happy is a Birkin bag, you can buy
Because
that
truly, the
Birkin bag
man gets
without
no
anything.
happiness in a marriage.
So yeah, see, Maynard, let's whatever else you got for the rest of the podcast, we gonna stay right there because I need you to really unpack that, Playboy. Let's talk about why you got married, or you want to start with me, or we can start with Spud, because I think what you just said was a crock of shit. And you my man, you feel me? Let's talk, because we got three black married dudes on here.
Of shit. What does a crock of shit look like exactly?
It's just a crock that's full of shit.
Is that a crock pot of
Does
shit?
Does it come in a whole crock?
Yes.
Why did you get married, Lamont?
No. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say, and because I do, and maybe it wasn't a full crock of shit, but I always say that being a black man in America, we don't have a handbook, right? There was no and I'll be honest with you, I didn't have a sit down with my parents, and say, okay, these is one of the reasons why you're getting married, okay? And what marriage is today, probably what it is 10 years ago, 15, 20, it probably changes, just like shoe technology. I don't know. But I think for me, and I say this all the time, I didn't get married until I was 40, okay? So I was 40, and I guess I looked at things a little differently, like, wait a minute. I didn't want to keep going down that road, whatever that road was. And at the time, let me not say at the time, she still is. My wife was hot. Everybody knew my wife. My wife was mad cool. Because I also learned that, sometimes people marry something similar to their first relationship. And in my opinion, every man's first relationship is with his mother. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of the traits that my mother had, I found out, that my wife had. I didn't know it at the time. I didn't pay attention to it. So I think that's part of it. I think you got to like them as a person. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's very important. And again, I didn't get this in a handbook. You feel what I'm saying? It just is not, it ain't about New Edition lied to us. It ain't about a big butt and a smile all the time. Now, the big butt is important, but that ain't it. It's a lot of other stuff that you got to put into the mix.
Right.
Added values.
Yeah. There's some extra commercials. You feel what I'm saying?
Lamont, let me ask you. I mean, and I'm gonna say this. You do. I think there are people who don't intend to have happiness. They intend to buy a bag. They intend to smash. They intend to be like, I paid your car note. They intend to do a lot of things, but like literally saying, and I don't mean happiness isn't you bought a car or you paid somebody's bills. I mean happiness is like, yo, I'm interested in making certain that like, yo, you're not hurt in this world. That what I do doesn't bring harm or hurt to you. That's what I'm talking about where happiness is concerned. And in fact, what I do not only doesn't bring harm or hurt to you, but in fact, enriches your experience in this relationship with me. Like, I want us to have a good time. And maybe that having a good time, Spud and his wife just went, a month ago or 15 days, 20 days ago to Mexico. And he certainly could have said, look, we can't afford Mexico, but we can do this and still have happiness. And they probably could have done that. Or they said, yeah, we can afford this. For you, Lamont, it's going to be the south of France again.
No, can we keep it a buck? And I want to shout out to my man. I'm sorry. He watches. He just got engaged to his queen bee, and he's getting we doing the Milan, Bologna, and Rome is at the bottom, right? I think Milan is at the top, right? And Rome is at the bottom.
My knowledge of Italian geography escapes me. My credit is not on that level.
My fault. So no south of France. We're gonna do the Bologna, the Milan, and Rome.
Credit score, like a 710. I think you gotta have.
Okay, go ahead. But no, I'm with you though. I'm with you. I mean, and I would love for Spud to chime in because I do think marriage, it's a beautiful thing. Oh. It is.
Oh.
But marriage is some bullshit.
But
no, I'm just kidding.
But it's very lopsided. It's very.
I think that what's unfortunate, like, you know what I'm saying, Quantavious just said, you know, marriage is defined by these celebrities now, which is, you know, really unfortunate because, you know, that's what media is telling us, you know, and not just celebrities when you look at it from a reality perspective. You could also look at it from a Hollywood perspective in all these movies. And, you know, people think that is what marriage is really all about. It's this fairy tale lifestyle that you're going to go and it's like the Notebook, and you know you're gonna go and I'm gonna find you again, and we're gonna fall madly in love, and we're gonna go through with the boat and the ducks and all that other stuff. Yeah, that's not marriage at all. That is not marriage at all. You know, that's a part of it, and those things, to Maynard's point, like, you know what I'm saying, those are the things that, you know, you have to do in order to be able to create happiness for your spouse. You know, you want to do those things in order to be able to make, you know what I'm saying, your spouse or your mate happy. But marriage is literally about, how am I going to live life with this person? How am I going to walk through life through this person? You got two people from two different backgrounds. I mean, and Lamont, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and Manny can attest this as well. Two totally different upbringings, two totally different styles of doing things, coming together, trying to compromise on the things that they agree and disagree on, and how do you live happily ever after within those things that you're like, wait, what? I'm sorry, what? Those are the things, and that, you know what I'm saying, to me is what marriage is all about, which, and it's just, it really is just sad because we have, again, been taught and we have been programmed to think because you see Saweetie and Quavo pull up in a Maybach and they, you know what I'm saying, chilling, and they on the red carpet, and you know what I'm saying, he and Jeezy and Jenny Ma, which I think they have a good relationship, you know, they got the Valentine's Day this, and Quavo bought out this, and you see all these things and you like, well, why my man ain't do that? Why he ain't give me 1,000 flowers? Girl, because I can't afford 1,000 flowers.
Hey man, Spud, can I tell you and Maynard about them flowers? Because I got suckered. Wait, I got suckered into looking to see how, you know, the flowers that be on Instagram with the 75 million roses, and it was on Wendy Williams, and I called and that lady told me $800.
Oof, Jesus.
I said, are you out of your mind?
Jesus.
But something that's gonna die in a week?
Going to die? Hey, are you crazy?
No.
Okay.
No.
So,
but that's what people do.
But you know what you were saying about that's not what marriage is. Because all the movies and all the fairy tale books and all the TV shows show us everything leading up to marriage, right? And then they end it by saying they lived happily ever after, right? I had a friend, she and her husband, they got married, and she was like, I'm a princess. So her whole wedding was royalty. You know, the royal family, and, you know, her parents sat over here in the purple section, and there was a red, blah, blah. And even when they went on the honeymoon, she called the hotel, and she wanted the hotel to give them the royal suite, which they didn't have a royal suite. The travel agent called down there and said, look, I'm going to print this placard up, just paste it on the damn wall and call it the royal suite. She'll be happy. You know what happens when you come home from the honeymoon and you've been the royal princess? You gotta wash some dishes. You gotta wash some clothes.
You gotta wash some clothes.
You gotta make a bed. Fix some food.
You gotta change some sheets.
You gotta change some sheets. You gotta, you know, you not royal. That was the courtship and the honeymoon. All them Hallmark movies where, you know, like you said, the guy he moves back into town and they fall in love again and blah, blah, blah. And they roll around in the haystack and they realize they miss each other, and then they go and get married and then they live happily ever after. On the other side, like the sequel to that movie, is they yelling at each other. That's part 2. Part 3, they like, yo, if you don't get your shit together, I'm leaving.
Right.
So don't go for marriage for the first movie. Go for the sequel.
We're almost out of time. I know we wanted to talk about Lil Mo real quick.
Lil
Mama.
Little Mama.
You out of the demo, my dude.
I am out of the demo.
You don't remember lip sync?
I do. I just
lip gloss. My lip gloss is popping.
Can't she walk up? Did she walk up on the stage with Jay-Z one time?
Yeah. And Jay looked at her like, you get your ass out of here.
Right.
Yeah.
Did she literally walk up on the stage with Jay? But so she said that she was starting a movement, a heterosexual movement.
You want the clip?
Yes, please.
So that's when I put that it's basically depopulation. So if you have little girls that like little girls, then you won't have children. If you have little boys that like little boys, then you won't have children. If you have little boys that think they're girls more so, and we believe in that notion without them even going through puberty or giving them an opportunity to figure out who they truly are, we'll have more confusion and less babies. That was my point.
So that was from her Instagram, and what she was basically saying is that the LGBTQ community is coming for them because she had a problem with Dwayne Wade's son and
daughter,
excuse me, and parents who are choosing to assist their kids at a young age find the sexual identity that they feel like best fits them. So, and she was having a conversation with some guy. I don't know who it was exactly. I didn't pay enough attention. But is her lip gloss still popping, or she should have just shut up, or what?
I have no idea what she's talking about.
Well,
in the heterosexual movement.
Hold on, and I'll give it to you, Lamont. I'm sorry. The one thing they both kept saying is, this is the way that the government is trying to control population. And what she said there is like, if girls like girls and boys like boys, then no children get born, and therefore the government is trying to control the population and blah, 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 blah. She wants to start a movement so that nobody can come for her position on this. Lamont.
Well, did I put that on the show notes? That was a waste of show notes right there.
What about Lil Mama?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, we have to give a level of respect. There are some people who do believe that that the homosexual lifestyle, is not able to procreate. And some believe that, as generations go on, that is a part of, depopulation, that there's a big, oh my God, the lady who started Planned Parenthood, come on, Maynard, eugenics.
Stringer, whatever her name is, yeah.
That there have been movements in this country historically, and again, I think history is important, of depopulation of certain people. So I think she's probably buying into some of that. Because I know she had a conversation with my son. I think that's where some of this started. But, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay. Let's end on the president. So the president.
Yo,
is he
my man. Listen, no.
I know he fire some people for what I'm saying. Smoke weed.
Stop. Can we just give my man some better steps? Can we get him a jetway? Can we do something? Because y'all are not respecting my man. He's almost 90 and he's gonna break something, dude. Look at that. 1, 2, 3.
Joe.
Shit.
You gotta give him props though. He did brush it off and keep it moving though.
I feel you, but come on, man.
He's just in a rush.
Huh?
He's just in a rush.
We need to come up with a different.
He was rushing to get them stimmies out, man.
I'm sorry. I know we over about 3 minutes, but can I say this? I thought it was going to be different with Joe and Kamala. But I feel like we're back at the same old Democratic playbook.
True. Ignoring the blacks?
Well, yeah. But also, I feel like there's and I don't know, maybe it's because we have 4 years of Donald, and Donald just didn't give but it's, I feel like, and I'm not mad, but it seems like the Democratic Party and this administration is about the sympathy of what's going on in America, which is great. And nothing wrong with that. but I just don't. I just feel like this is the same old playbook. You know, what's new? What's going to be the new energy? What's going to be the new striving? And, you know, we got to go and talk to the people at the, you know, at the spa. We got to show our faces. And like, that to me is the same old playbook. Fine, I ain't mad at them, not hating on them. I'm just saying it just seems like it's the same old playbook. A bunch of showing up and creating sympathy and not enough action, not enough getting things done, not enough making things happen. Go ahead, Maynard. I know you want to punch me in the stomach.
Oh, yeah, listen, I'm going to go ahead and step back.
I know he's holding it, but I just feel like it's the same. When I heard that they were going, oh, Kamala, and I know they had to do that because Kamala's Asian, and I know they had to represent for the Asians, but I just was like, oh my God, y'all got to go show y'all face at the spot.
I would say this about getting things done. So let's talk about some of the things he said, right?
Here we go.
100
I'm sorry.
We did get the stimmy.
Here we go with the stimmy, and we did
100 days,
in
100 million shots.
We got our lamb chops and crab legs.
100 days, 100 million shots. He did it in like 63, 64. He did it in 70 days or less, right?
We got 100 million shots already?
We had 100 million. We passed 100 million.
All right. I thought I heard the other day that we were still trying to get to that goal.
Well, you know, I don't know, but okay, I'll accept your.
I mean, you might be right. I mean, you know, you watch the news more than I do, but
yeah, without no Donald, I'm not tuning in like that.
3 days ago, we got 100 million shots.
Okay, we got 100 million shots.
We ain't 100 days in. Now, low key, he set the goal a little bit lower than he should have, but he wanted to under promise and over deliver. Okay, fine. You know, we got the stimmy, fine. We about to mess around and do this filibuster thing, but let us be clear about showing up for this Asian hate, this white supremacy piece. We understand that leadership at the top can help things on the ground or send things on the ground. We understand that when Donald Trump was out saying, we're going to do it this way, a lot of people took their cues from Donald Trump, and they said, oh, he says stand by. He says stand down and stand by. So we standing by. And then when he kept saying Asian flu or Kung flu or the Chinese flu or whatever, it created a level of animosity towards Asian people in America that gave white supremacists the license to attack them. They knew they wanted to all the time, but now they literally are. And in fact, one of the senators, Ron Johnson, is arguing that the people who attacked the Capitol were patriots doing what they thought that their president asked them to do. That's what they said. What did the lady say? We're here.
Yeah, but you always got to bring it back to the Donald. Why are you bringing it back to the Donald?
That's all he got.
No. It's
a DNC thing. That's all they got.
Let us bring it back to Joe. So what Joe said is, it's all the way over here. I want to bring it back over here. And so because leadership is critical, Joe says, if I don't step in and say that this is wrong, I am, in fact, saying that it's okay, and I can't allow for that. So he stepped up, and because this is what leaders do. Leaders see things that are wrong and unpopular. Imagine this. If the first 15 presidents were all like, okay, slavery is a thing, and the 16th one was like, you know what? So what, there's slavery. I ain't got to show up for that. I mean, you know, they've been doing it. It's okay. We would still have slavery today. So somebody has to say, this is where it stops.
I'm not
leading
mad
in a different direction.
I'm not mad at Kamala. I'm just saying it just feels like the same old playbook. Just seems, you know.
Don't you want a leader that says that we should treat people better? That everybody should be safe in America? You just said a minute ago, ain't nobody supposed to be out here knocking people out.
Sometimes you want for people to say stand back and stand by, though.
But Maynard,
those comments are problematic, Spud, as they say.
You are correct. If you once you get past the I don't want to say hating. That's not a good word. They were supposed to go to Atlanta. That was the presidential and vice presidential thing to do. That was right. Hop on a plane, go down there. You're absolutely correct. But I just feel like we need to spread some of that around. And when we get past this level of hashtag Asian hate that's over, we need to spread some of that stop hate in other communities as well. That's all I'm saying.
Don't we remember that Joe went to George Floyd's funeral?
I'm with. Listen, Joe Biden was on the Avenue of Fashion. You feel what I'm saying? So Joe Biden was on
Livernois, for those people who don't know, 7 Mile, Livernois, Avenue of Fashion.
So Joe gets around. We just need to work on them steps. But so again, I'm with you, but I also understand Spud's issue is that this feels like we've been here before. Because again, for me, giving people it just amazes me what $1,400 that yes, it will pay a bill, it will do X, Y, and Z, but it's so much of a small Band-Aid on a very, very large problem. You know what I mean? I was reading a thing about the evictions thing that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? About people that are in that space. Like, what's that going to look like? You know what I mean?
They're working on eviction moratoriums now.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, while they down in Miami Beach twerking on the hoods of cars and shutting down Collins at 8, it's like, it's some other bigger problems out here that got to get worked out too.
Sure.
Should have never gave you niggas money.
What is $1,400? Is that money?
What the girls say? I'm getting my crab legs.
Listen,
it is. You know what?
$1,400. Think about it right now, right? From Detroit to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, right? Spirits, what?
No, see, that's the problem. That I looked because we're gonna do something. A first class ticket from Newark to Miami. What?
No first class. We're not talking about first class people here. We're talking about people twerking on cars. All right? We talking about
they don't go first class?
We talking about people running out of the restaurant, not tipping. All right? These are the people we're talking about. We're not talking about first class folks.
That's not who we're talking about.
All right? We're talking about people who's getting on a Spirit flight from Detroit to Fort Lauderdale, not even Miami, Fort Lauderdale. They not even in the big seats, all right? We talk about $25 ticket, $21 ticket each way. That's $40. I got $13.60 left. If me and my girls go, all right, she got half of the room, I got half of the room as well. So I may spend $200 on the room. I got
South Beach,
left.
Your numbers are too low.
Wait. We're not talking about the national, all right? We're not talking about the W. We're talking about regular boutique boys, all right? We just want to be in Miami. We're not trying to ball out. We just trying to just be in Miami. I don't got to go to the National. I don't got to go to the Ritz-Carlton. I'm not doing none of those. All I'm doing is getting to Miami. I got $1,160 left. I'm going to buy me an outfit. Got to get that. Now I'm at $960, all right? Then I gotta go and I gotta buy me some food. So now I'm at what? $660 after the food, the club, the outfit, and the owner. I'm at $660. Gotta buy a bottle. You might have to buy a booth. Now I'm at $260. I got $260 left. Can't forget about the crab legs and the lamb chops. Now those is $3. So I might be able to get away with that. $400. Now I'm at $160. I gotta go back home now with $160. As Maynard said, they should be proud. They stimulated the economy.
Maynard did say that that's what the money was for.
What it was for.
Right. But we act as if 100% of the people who are receiving stimulus checks that's what they're doing, and it's not.
Did you miss the South Beach memes?
Yeah, right.
Did you not see the South Beach videos?
Spud, how many times did somebody call the radio station and you say, damn, I got 35 calls tonight. You got 35? You think you got 35 listeners? No, you got millions. You got hundreds of thousands of other people. There are millions of people who are getting those stimulus checks, who are catching up on rent, who are buying food, who are making repairs to homes, who are, some people are in fact paying bills. And some people are going to say, you know what? I'm going to have crab legs, but I'm going to spend $200 on a really great night for me and my friend, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my husband, my wife, whatever the case may be, to get some crab legs. And then we're going to take $1,200 and we're going to pay off some bills. Or we're going to...
Man, I love you, but private school got you all sedity like that. Listen to me very carefully. Right. All right? All right? The Stimmy is in Magic City.
Yes, sir.
The Stimmy is on South Beach, baby. Did you not see it? Stimmy Week? It's Stimmy Week.
Yo, listen, I had to call your man, right? I was like, yo, dog, what are you doing? He's like, yo, Lamont, that's what it's out. He said, Lamont, these lamb chops is moving.
It's Stimmy Week.
Stimmy Week?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, $2 shots, $3 lamb chops.
Stimmy Week. Oh my God. You make it sound like Shark Week.
That's how it's going down.
Yo. All right, Stimmy Week.
All right,
Hold on, can I give a quick shout out real quick? Or just bring up my man. I think everybody's, everybody is aware of the 14-year vet, 6'5" brother from Washington, D.C., Elgin Baylor passed on, went on to glory. The basketball legend, played for the Lakers, among other places. 8 NBA finals. 8 NBA finals he went to. He didn't win 8 championships, but he went to the finals 8 times. So Elgin Baylor is one of the greats. He did it like no other. So I just want to say R&P to the legend. That's all.
All right, y'all. Thank you so very much for watching this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic. Do us a favor. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. If you're watching this on Facebook, also subscribe to this episode. If you see the thing that's in the chat where it says, turn on the notification for Three Black Guys with the Mic, hit that so that way you can get notified every single time that we go on. Thank you so very much, Kelly Collins. We truly appreciate that. Thank you so very much for watching. Danielle as well, Michael Bennett, Will, shout out to Will, Quantavius, and everybody else who joined us tonight. Share this episode on your page so that way your friends can be our friends. And also make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Listen to us on SoundCloud and iTunes, all right? We'll be back again on Monday, 7 p.m. live with another episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic. You guys stay safe, and we'll talk to you again next week. Peace out.